Hmm. Hold on a minute. Seeing here if just waiting to get our guests on here in just a minute, man. So trying to get that worked here, see if we could do that. Hopefully you're able to hear me on what's going on just through boxing. What's good with you? Just trying to set up everything here for our guest to join in with us. And once he's able to get on, then we'll be able to chop it up, man. Because we'll see if he'll be able to chop. Like I said, talk with us about his win last week. Of course, he had that savage win over Michael Das Marinas. So I'm trying to see if I could get him on here. Salute to Just Do, salute to Marta Prince here in the building, man. So I've had a couple of things to try to get over here and make it in, uh, so we'd be able to do it. I wanted to see if we could do it yesterday, but it said he wanted to push it back to today. So I was able to do that. Hopefully, is able to get through the link that I sent, because it's kind of like different, from how I usually post interviews or do interviews. So maybe they'll be able to get this link in, and then once that happens, we'll be able to properly start. But I've been talking about the fight that happened between Elijah Pierce and Michael Das Marinas. He recently have him on for number 3 in the WBA rankings at featherweight. Had him rise up to number 3 in the rankings at featherweight for the WBA. So looking like they're having a good path there for him for the featherweight division. So just looking forward to that. But yeah, trying to see here if everything checks out good and all that type of stuff, so that he'll be able to properly join in here. So I'm waiting on that, seeing if everything works on that front. Hopefully y'all can hear me through the audio, because I got the audio thing here working so far. But then, once I get the video thing working, and once I, know that he is able to join in, then we'll be able to, have the thing on for for the video for y'all to see brother Elijah Pierce here, uh, to chop it up with the boxing source. We had something recent as far as like local around my area or whatnot. Um, we got another pro box event coming up over in DC. The arena, they changed the name of the arena, a whole bunch of times. But I think it's what they used to call the Entertainment and Sports Arena. And you're gonna have Jordan White on there against, I think, Renee Tejas. That he had fought. Who was it? He fought. Uh, who is it? Floyd Schofield last year. We fought Floyd Schofield last year. He was on the Pro Box card a year ago, around this time a year ago, also. So that's going to be a pretty good matchup there for Jordan White, because Renee Tejas, he was able to score a knockdown on Floyd Schofield Jr. last year, and still ended up losing by decision. But the fight before that, he was able to get a win, and that one was Saba's victory there for Renee Tejas before getting in position to fight Floyd Schofield, right? So that's going to be a good matchup there for Jordan White. You're also, going to have a number of young prospects out there, that's going to be on. You're going to have Jordan Roach on the card. You're going to have Ben Johnson on the card. You're going to have Francois Scarborough on the card as well. Trying to get the full fight card on this thing here. So you got White versus Suleiman Sagawa is on in the co-feature, right? So you're gonna have Suleiman Sagawa in the co-feature as well, and Trayvon Marshall is also on the card. But you're gonna have probably, I'd say, 8 or 9 fights on that particular card there. You know what I mean? So that's gonna be a good thing there for people to enjoy what is that? September 5th is scheduled for Friday, September 5th at the Care First Arena in Washington, D.C. That's what they got. All right. That is, a couple of weeks after what Yakubov versus Foster at the Pro Box joint. So, and what is it? You got Castillo versus what? Shinar Bunch in the co-feature for that August 15th fight card. So yeah, so you got Muhammad Yakubov versus William Foster III, and then Stalin Castillo versus Shinar Bunch on August 15th. And I told you what was there for the September 5th card. Jordan White versus Renee Tejas and Suleiman Sagawa. Should be Suleiman Sagawa against Brian Acosta. So that's going to be a good one. You know what I mean? Definitely a good one. So yeah, I'm trying to see here. I did send out the link there uh, for Elijah Pierce to join in. Hopefully he's able to join in and whatnot. But if not, then we'll probably just have a little bit of boxing talk here briefly, because we got the Golden Boy card that's tomorrow, of course, in Chicago, right? So looking forward to that. Kenneth Sims Jr. is in there, man, against Oscar Duarte. So you got that. And as I say, the loser leaves town match there between Regis Prograis and Jojo Diaz tomorrow. So that's gonna be a real interesting bout there at 140 pounds or whatever it's gonna be at for Regis Prograis and Jojo Diaz. I'm like, man, Jojo Diaz getting all of these, opportunities or something like that, man. But Regis Prograis, I mean, y'all saw him in this fight against Devin Haney. So I was like, I don't know what's left there for Regis Prograis at this particular point. But should be a good card for people to check out tomorrow on the zone there. Of course, it's the Golden Boy fight card there. So that's something to look forward to. Of course, y'all know about the news of August 16th, pretty much in the U.S. is kind of fell apart. You only got the joint there with Atama versus Dylan White there on August 16th. There you got, but you're gonna have some good fights that's included on there. So I have to see about going on to get that full card real quick. You know what I mean? Because that one you're gonna have there with Dylan White against Moses Atama there over in Riyadh. You got Nick Ball against Sam Goodman. You got Raymond Ford against Abraham Nova. Philip Hergovich versus David Adelaide there in the heavyweight division. So that's gonna make for a pretty good scrap or a good number of scraps there over in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. So that's gonna be good there on that front. Still, trying to see if I can get a response here from our brother Elijah Pierce to see if he's able to get on here a little bit. But if I ain't able to hear from him within the next 5 minutes or so, or whatever, then we're gonna see if we can reschedule. You know what I mean? Because like I said, I mean it's only been a week since his knockout win over Michael Das Marinas, and that was a crazy knockout. I mean, y'all saw it there, on OTX 15, main event there on OTX 15. I was able to walk down Michael Das Marinas and then be able to get that knockout. So yeah, he said, shout out to Secret Dance Move there in the building. He said, yeah, the card is great there on that front. Yeah. I mean, let me see if I could just do this here, man, because I'm gonna take out the overlay here real quick and then just get myself on the screen so I could show the chats there, man. Yeah, he said, yeah, you got the card. It's great. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. And then say, yeah, Ball versus Goodman there will be fire, and yeah, the Hergovich versus Adelaide will be good too. So yeah, that's what I got there. Let me see. It's a so I got the joint here with he said he sent something out there. So I'm gonna see if he's able to properly join in and get things cracking. So hopefully we'll be able to have Elijah Pierce on here in a few minutes. It's like I said, I mean the whole thing is this is like a whole new, sometimes it's a whole new apparatus for a lot of folks here. So I'm gonna see how it goes and it shows. Because I'm not necessarily on the StreamYard with this. I try to go on the Rumble Studio because that if y'all be using like StreamYard, and you know how StreamYard is as far as like per month or whatever it is with Rumble, it man, it shatters it. You know what I mean? Um, yeah, the Kakashi versus Ford, yeah, that had to be scrapped. But instead they got what was it? Ford, in there against Abraham Nova. So they got Abraham Nova in there as the opponent. So at least they were able to have Raymond Ford included in the card. You know what I'm saying? So at least that's good. So let me see here, man. What's the other fights I said? Hergovich versus Adelaide. What they got that? Muhammad Alakel on there. Hayata Susumi. So 6 fights on that card. It's supposed to be on the zone. It's hit the zone pay per view. The zone pay per view, y'all. Once again, another pay per view. So I mean, hey, I don't know, man. I don't know. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Yeah, I got to see how this is because, like I said, this thing is like brand new. So sometimes when you send out a link for people to join here through the Rumble joint, they might have to get a. Hopefully, you don't have to get an app. They should just have to join online or join through a browser, or through a camera or something like that. So hopefully we're able to work that here with Elijah Pierce, but not. They said it's about to get canceled pay per view. Well, I mean, I thought they said they would start it in the November card, not here, but on the November card. That the pay per view wouldn't necessarily go through with it. So you have to see like how that particularly goes on that front. But yeah, this one here on pay per view, they have something for September. That would probably be pay per view also, man. So I mean, I don't know. Yeah. So let me see here. I'm gonna see if now he's having issues here, and then if so, then I might have to switch things up and then do a new live and then have them on the StreamYard. I just don't like using StreamYard, all too much because one, sometimes they'll have connection issues, and two, whole thing as far as like operating costs for it, nah, I can't roll with it. Sean Terrence asks, "What's your thoughts about Boots versus Ramos maybe happening?" No, I like it right now. It's not really leaning towards that because the thing with Jesus Ramos is he was kind of highly ranked in the WBA from the previous month, but this month he's at like number 4 in the WBA, but he's number 2 in the WBC, and he could potentially be the next fighter or next opponent in line for the WBC Super Welterweight Championship. You got Sebastian Fundora as the champion, defending the title there against Tim Tszyu. And if it's like an in-house, as they say, in-house fight with Sebastian Fundora and Jesus Ramos, they probably would go, towards that, and then have Jesus Ramos, get, a deal here of sorts against Jerome Boots Ennis. And the thing is, they're looking to have Boots Ennis be fighting in Philadelphia. Do they want to have, Jesus Ramos there for a fight in Philadelphia when they already just had a Iamana Stanionis there for that unification fight in Atlantic City? So I don't think that's it. So yeah, there's no way Boots fight Ramos. It says so softest opponent possible. I mean, I don't know about softest opponent, but I mean, right now it's leaning towards a fighter that is the current IBO champion at super welterweight, because that particular fighter had just been added on to the WBA rankings along with Jerome Boots Ennis. So that's the thing. But yeah, the thing is, Boychuk turned down Boots. Yeah. But I mean that's what ended up happening. Let me see here. I'm gonna see if I could send a message. Let me see, because if if my guy is having issues here, then I'm gonna probably end up switching it up, and then just try to do it through StreamYard, and then have the conversation through StreamYard. So, and I don't want to necessarily, have them on, for too long if that's not necessary. So I'm gonna see here. I sent the link out to him, at least this initial one, and if he's able to join in, then that'd be cool. If not, then yeah, we'll go ahead and switch it up. Actually, I'll probably just try to have that on the queue here so that we'll just go ahead and start a new stream or something. You know what I mean? That way I'll be able to start it like right off the rip. You feel me? So yeah, just seeing here in a few what we got, and then once this is done, then I'm gonna see if we could just try a different method to getting them on here, and then if that's the case, then we'll uh like wait about a few minutes, and then after a few minutes, then we'll see if we get started up right back on. Um, well, there it is. So thing about it is, we talk about the thing with Boots Ennis. Like I said, if they're trying to, have him in a feature fight, sometimes in a feature fight, you don't necessarily have, that much of a budget there, for it. So that's on one front. The other front is this too. A number of people are going to likely criticize the thing there for the fight, but think about it is a number of fighters that move up, whether they have world titles or not, their first fight in a new division isn't necessarily against a highly profile fighter. Look at Alexander Usyk, undisputed champion at cruiserweight. When he went up to heavyweight, look at who he fought at heavyweight. You know, we have guys like Virgil Ortiz and moved up, but he didn't necessarily win a championship there at welterweight before going up to super welterweight. But I can go in the past like a Michael Moore or like an Evander Holyfield. They won like light heavyweight titles, cruiserweight titles, first bout at heavyweight. It wasn't like a top ranked guy there within the division. You know what I mean? So there you go. Um, so you'll likely get an announcement soon there for Jerome Boots Ennis. As the Matchroom had already announced like 4 separate events that's coming up on their schedule. So this one here, scheduled for October 11th. They're kind of, or I say October 11th. It isn't confirmed to be October 11th yet, but that is kind of like the word on the street is that the event would be on October 11th. So we'll see. Let's see here. I would say probably about another, well, I'd say 8 minutes or something. I would say another 8 minutes to see if Elijah is able to get on here through this link. But then if not, then I'm gonna see if we could try something else here. Because like I said, I mean, sometimes folks might not be able to properly join in. You know what I mean? So there you go. Let's see. So yeah, I'm waiting for him to respond here, so I'll be able to get things going and whatnot. All right, so let's see if we could do this. But Horace said Boots overpaid Stan Hionis. I mean, you had the whole thing with Stan Hionis being the WBA champion there, welterweight, and having to pay to step aside to who it was. The guy there that was mandatory for the WBA. So they had to pay the mandatory out in order for that standing on the fight to take place, And that guy was Sakram Giasov is a matchroom guy. So that's the thing. So yeah. But yeah, we'll likely get a better idea of who the opponent is going to be for Boots Ennis here in the next, I would probably say in the next few days or in a week or so. You know what I mean? So we'll see how that goes. Let me see here. I'm gonna Let's see if I could ask another question here. So let's see, because I could try to do it this way. Um, if I could do that, yeah, Chakram Gearsoft, yeah, you know what I mean. So, so yeah, so there's that, man. Yeah, what else is out there, man? Yeah, like I was saying there for September, what is that? Friday, September 5th, you got the Pro Box card that's in the Washington D.C. area coming up. Jordan White versus Renee Tejas is going to be the headlining bout. Suleiman Sagawa is on the co-feature, so it's a number of fighters that are within this area there, and it's kind of like promoted there by No Excuse Promotions. So No Excuse Promotions have had a few events here within the area. They had one at that same arena there that, Lamont Roach Jr. headlined last year. They had, a couple of events at Rosecroft Raceway. And then what was it, April 12th, they had, the fight card that was at Maryland Live, so there it is. So definitely looking forward to all of that there as well. Let me see. I'm trying to see if we got this. All right, got it. All right, so yeah. All right. So just heard from him. And we'll have to see if we could reschedule. Yeah, reschedule because he's like, out and about right now. So we're gonna try to reschedule it. So yeah, we'll see if we can try to do it for the next day. I think it is. But we when I'm able to get an update on that, I'll let y'all know. So we could try that out. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, I mean, I tried to see if we could try to work this, and he has, like I said, he has family duties. You know what I'm saying? So that comes first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. All right. So that being said, we're gonna see if we could try it tomorrow. Um, let's see. It'll be before the fights, I guess, or whatever it is. All right. So I'm gonna see if we can do it for tomorrow afternoon. Um, let's see. Let's see. We're gonna go. Yeah, we'll go see if we can try for 3 p.m. tomorrow or something like that. So we'll see if we can get that done and everything right there. You know what I'm saying? Um so yeah, so we're trying to see if we can lock it down for 3 o'clock tomorrow. I thought there would be something on I guess some fights on today, but I ain't see anything that said that it would be a fight card today or whatnot, or at least that would be on TV. So that's why I say, for tomorrow, you got the Golden Boy card on the zone there, so we'll be able to look forward to that fight card there on the zone tomorrow. So I'm going to see here if we could try to reschedule this, interview to be before the fight card there for Golden Boy fight card on the zone. You know what I mean? But yeah, for those that just joining in, first off, thanks for joining in. We're gonna we're trying to see if we get a secure conversation here with Elijah Pierce, but he is out out and about right now with the family. So with that being said, we're gonna reschedule it for 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. That's the thing there. We're gonna reschedule it for 3 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. There, and I will have everything set up for that. Now this particular, as what is it, Inspector Gadget said, this message may self-destruct or something like that. We'll see. But once we are able to lock down with Elijah Pierce tomorrow, y'all be able to know here, at least on the YouTube channel, also on Rumble. Yeah, that's right. The Boxing Source is on Rumble. We also have Twitch as well here, where we do, lives here or whatever it is, with the Boxing Talk. So, with that being said, that is what I got here so far. So, as I said, we're gonna reschedule it for tomorrow, scheduled for 3 p.m. Eastern time. So I will catch y'all tomorrow around 3 p.m. If y'all haven't done so already, hit the subscribe button. Trying to get to 3,000 subscribers on YouTube. And until next time, folks, I'll catch y'all later. Peace out.